And so there's a clip right here that's going viral of a LA teacher who was, as this clip, this headline right here says, demonizing a police officer. So we're going to watch this clip. Fortunately, I can't do closed captions. I'll try to put my headphones closer to the mic dock so you can hear. But she went off, to say the least. So here we go.
Oh, over. It's over right here. Boom. But that's not fair though. I was just racist. I gotta stop.
I mistakenly left it at home.
Do you have a picture of your driver's license?
Yes, I do.
May I have it?
And can you call your supervisor, please?
I already did. He's on his way.
Good, because you're a murderer.
Okay.
And so you're giving me a cell phone ticket? Is that why you're harassing me?
Not harassment. I am enforcing the law.
I have a right to record the police when they're harassing me.
By all means, but you can't do it while you're driving.
I wasn't texting or none of that.
Do you have that picture?
You scared me and made me think you were going to...
What to do when cops pull you over for idiots. That's the book she read. She read half of the
Can you zoom in on that for me?
Sure.
Thank you.
And I'm perfectly legal, and I'm a teacher. So there.
Congratulations.
You're a murderer.
What's your last name? I can't see that there.
Well,
If
here
you
you go,
stop
murderer.
shaking. Zoom in on that for
No,
me, man.
because you're scaring me. You're threatening to kill me and my son. Can you give me
Okay.
the
Well,
iPad,
I'll tell you what. You keep smiling.
Yeah,
You're on camera.
You're trying to threaten to kill me.
I
I'm not
didn't say that.
smiling. You're the one who's...
Hold that still. I can't see that. Is this your car?
Yes, it is. And you're trying to say I stole my own car because you're jealous? Is that
I
what
don't
that's
think so.
about?
You wait for me right here, okay?
You're jealous?
Citation. All you need to is your signature. He's only citing you for using your cell phone while you're driving. That's it. Here you go, ma'am. Sign inside the red box right there.
For him being a Mexican racist. What is that name?
It's on the
Gasso.
citation, ma'am.
Here you go, Mexican racist. You're always going to be a Mexican. You'll never be white. You know that?
Dude.
You'll never be white, which is what you really want to be.
There you
want to
go,
be
dear.
white.
Have a good day.
You want to be white so bad.
That's the clip, guys. Like, there's real quick for the record, that wasn't his official officer body cam. That was his own personal body cam.
Oh, I was wondering. I was like, why is this out? Like, don't you need permission to reveal that?
Yeah, he has that was his own personal body cam. He has his own personal body cam for his protection. So smart on his part.
Yeah, I think cops are going to start carrying that a lot more.
Yeah, I understand.
Just
don't.
because, like, at this point, it's a surveillance state for both sides.
I
and
don't.
they're-
First off, the fact they already have body cameras, like,
I don't. What are you talking about here? More angles?
No, that's what it's going to be, dude.
Yeah,
Like, that's
I'm
literally
okay
how
with
it's
it,
going
yeah.
to go now.
I'll be good today. But on Wednesday, I ain't wearing no cop. That's what I'm saying. It's like good cops obviously would be like,
this is
dude.
my optimistic side. I really hope that sentiment is a very minority sentiment. Because I haven't had as many bad experiences as you have with cops, but I've had some experiences where it's like, man, y'all are.
I'll put it like this,
I'm
Gene.
gonna keep my opinion.
I'll put it like this, and this is a horrible example, right? But we have socially conscious rappers, right? But J. Cole gonna rap about bitches once in a while, right? Once in a while, Kendrick Lamar gonna say bitches, right? I'm sure we got socially responsible cops all the time too.
But once in a while,
they might see some and be, and that's why I say, hey, do you wish you wore a body cam the day you fucked up?
but I wanted to present this because honestly, I really don't think this is that big of a like.
I think this is horrible.
No,
I
it's
think
no
they should have
horrible.
taken
No,
her to jail.
No, I agree. No, my point is, I don't think her sentiment is that prevalent. I hope it's not. I hope it's not. It's like showing you the needle in a haystack situation, but it's just the other side of the argument going on.
This is
right
the
now.
lady
That's what literally the dilemma we had. The dilemma we had before we started this conversation was we either talk about this, the Georgia deputy charging black people with fake felonies to stop voting, or we talk about this. Like, it's just the other side.
I
of the
think
argument, man.
she's part of like a WhatsApp group that sends like fake facts and fake meme pictures about police and stuff. And so,
Oh,
like,
I could
she
definitely
just,
believe that.
you know what I'm saying? Like this is just like, and she has no grasp
I'm
of
a
actual.
teacher.
I'll tell
But
you
that-
what,
that's
her
kind of the
students,
thing that I
her
was-
students be on her shit.
That's kind of the
used to
thing
be
that I
on her
was
shit.
telling like Gene, where it's just like there is there's a narrative and people are buying into it and they believe it because to some extent, like, yeah, like some cops did really fucking do what they did, and so you should actually listen to it. It's just to the extent of like how far are you gonna take it? Like you're gonna draw the line at some point and just be like, you're on that side, I'm on this side, we're enemies. And I was telling Gina, I was like, I feel like that line is being drawn really thick in the sand in like blue states, just because they believe into the narrative so much, and it's like, so why is Portland still on fire? I don't know. Like they're still into it, so it's like, oh, okay. Like other places have already started to kind of work their things out. Minneapolis isn't on fire anymore.
I think me and Gene came to a conclusion, not a conclusion, but we kind of came to an idea where it's like the best state, or ideal state, would be, I think, conservative leadership at the top, and then liberal, like a
Governors
liberal,
and mayors.
yeah, liberal governors, mayors, or senate. No, I mean, I'm just talking about on the state level. So like the
Yeah, yeah.
governor would be conservative or whatever, and then like most of the cities or whatever might be
Or like the
liberal.
mayors or like the
Yeah,
legislators or like stuff.
exactly. And so like there's more of a check and balance
I
that
don't
way.
know. I get exactly what you're saying.
I
remember
forgot
that
how we
conversation.
worded it,
No,
but
yeah.
we were like, okay, because that's the only way.
I
Like,
still think it should be diverse to an extent because, like I said before, and I still believe this to my core. Liberals need conservatives, and conservatives need liberals.
I do too, but I think
But there's an
at the
application
top,
of it.
this is just my opinion. I think at the top, at least on a state level, the person should at least, at the very least, be open to conservatism. Like not conservative, but it's certain values of it. Like when you reach the top of anything, you just have to be objective. That's my opinion.
Well, that's
And
also one of the things I enjoy about the country. It's that you have options. Like you can choose to live in a red state or a blue state, and you can choose to be in certain environments if you want to. And
Atlanta's so
like,
different though. Atlanta is both, literally.
I could see that.
The people here are blue. The laws here are red.
Yeah, I mean Austin's very similar.
Well, I like it.
Man, I low key want to talk about what happened in Austin, but we've already approached in an hour, so
Well, I have a comment on like this
Yeah,
one
go
video.
for it. Yeah, definitely go
I
for it.
actually take offense to when people say like you're Mexican because it's just like
dog.
Oh
me
my
too,
God.
dude.
The dude's a
I'm
fucking
half, and I
cop.
was like, what the fuck?
Dog, that shit is so bad.
Because that hit me in
Well-
the core. It's like you're Mexican, you'll never be white. I've actually been told shit like that before. It's like,
well, the other
what?
thing
Like, you
that
think
like is
I'm
upsetting
being,
to me
like-
is that like they're calling you a different nation. They're calling you a different fucking
offended by that.
nation.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
you're an
don't worry,
American.
Your
Like
turn is coming, G.
I hate when people do that shit. And actually, like
No, they really do. They get so pissed off. I make sure to learn what country people are from, and I try and pronounce it to the best of my ability, 100%.
Finish your thought, Doc.
Well, to me, like I have a lot of issues with racializations, but this is the one part where I think is the exception to me. So like, it's okay to call me Latino or something like that, and be like, yeah, that I'm a part of like that race, or I'm a part of like Hispanic race, like that makes sense.
Your background, culture, heritage.
Yeah, but to call me Mexican, it's just like, dude, I have no rights in that country. I cannot go over there and do anything. So that is a true insult because it's like that to me, like looking at Trump and then looking at like Biden now, the one thing it's weird that like it's post Trump, but like the one thing I kind of resonate with is the sense of nationalism, where it's just like I feel like if everyone takes that approach to nationalism, then the integration can be kind of stabilized and then the racial stuff can be worked out. Because I hate when people are like, "Oh, so you're Mexican, right?" And I'm like, "Dude, no, I'm not in that fucking country. I don't have I can't buy land. I can't pay taxes there. I can't do anything. I'm an American that's Mexican American or of Latin descent. I'm a Latino, like, and I'm an American, like." So the fact that you're like, oh, you're Mexican, you're not gonna be white, like, dude, do you see the cognitive dissonance between that? Like, you're of this nation, you're not gonna be this race. Like, what? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, absolutely.
Completely
Just
agree with you,
how
bro. Completely.
Same how I speak African, shit like that. No, people are just ignorant, willfully so. She's a teacher.
That's my biggest. When she dropped that she was a teacher,
She
I was
molds
like,
minds.
whoa, you mold minds. God forbid.
I'm right there with you, Doc. Like I always say, like that's the one thing. And in my opinion, this is where I guess I'm pessimistic. I don't believe this shit works. Honestly speaking, the ideal of us all getting along doesn't work because there are genuinely people who just don't want us to get along.
I actually think that like the way to do it again is to just kind of link everybody at some level, and I think American is the only way to do it. And this is coming from my experience, coming from a border town where everyone looks the same. So, but there's clear differences because there are illegal immigrants that live in that border town, and so the differentiation doesn't go towards race because everyone's the same race predominantly. It goes towards nationalism, to where like those people are clearly from Mexico and we are Americans because we were born on this side, and there's just like
A mentality, I would argue that's
yeah, there's a
I would think-
mentality
I would
because there's a
think is
lot of
different.
shoulder rubbing and elbow rubbing, and so like you have to kind of draw up a wall to be like, no, dude, I'm not gonna get in trouble to give you something that you're asking of me because we were born on different sides of a border. And so there's like a weird insecurity when it comes to a national level that I feel like if it's projected to the rest of the nation, where it's just like, you're black, that's true, but you're not African, you're American. So we have to work on this problem together. You're Asian, it's true, but you're actually not from Asia. If you're an American, you were born here. And like you're of Korean descent or you're of Chinese descent or whatever. So as Americans, we all need to get together and work on these racial issues.
I
And then just
agree
go
with
it
you.
from there.
I agree with you, but the only reason I say it in my mind it's not possible is because there's
I
a
refuse
third
to
group.
accept that person.
No, it's not possible. The reason why is because you're talking about a conversation between two groups, America and black people, America and Asian people, America and this, and saying you're American first. You get what I'm saying? And I understand that feeling. But there's also, we're not talking about the third group that does not want people to be American, that does not want to get along. And that disruptor is if there's a disruptor, there will always be confusion. And that's why I'm saying it doesn't work, because we've given, I always say it, we have too much rights. Yeah, you get too much rights, too much freedom.
I said that before too.
I can just
I
be
agree
a
that.
disruptor just to be a disruptor. Yeah. And so now if we're playing Red Rover for America.
Tariq Nasheed, for example, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're playing, that's what we're doing.
He's a disruptor.
We're playing Red Rover.
Yeah.
Red Rover, invite Mexicans over. Red Rover, invite black people over. But there are some people who just don't want to let go of the link. So when you have those people, what he's talking about is ideal if those people don't exist.
That's why I agree with the sentiment. Like, let's build the wall, shut down immigration, everyone in here already. Let's find a way to make this work. Once we make this work, let's open it back up and then let more people in. Because right now, we got people in here that have not integrated, and we're separating too much. We're segregating ourselves.
100%. 100%. And
That's
there's
an
a
issue.
group.
That's
There's a
an
group
issue.
that's just focused on the segregating.
Yeah.
Like, not even whose side of it, just keeping shit apart.
Mm-hmm.
I think
It's
once
at all levels.
like an integration triggers, the disruptors will realize that they'll have to live in self-exile, and then from there, like, we'll just deal with it. Like, don't be like violent or like forceful or anything like that. But I think just like one
That's asking
group.
a lot, I think,
That's
but-
asking
Well,
a
no,
lot.
I'm saying like I just think a group coming together and then just being like, yeah, you do your thing. Eventually, that mob of disruptors is going to be like, oh shit, we're
Get
small
smaller
compared
and
to the rest of the group. Yeah,
But-
because
That's what I hope. I'm
Oh.
on your. Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't.
hope.
I still don't agree, because
I hope.
there's part of that disruption that appeals to every demographic. There's a disruptor for. It's not just one disruptor disrupting everything.
It's just that
there's
it's-
so many
It's
pockets
a community, and there will always be someone who desires a belonging in a
that
community.
and that
in a community.
and that disruptor will have appeal because
Yes.
something will always
Whether
happen.
it be a manipulated appeal or a genuine appeal. It's
Exactly.
an appeal.
For example, let's say there's a disruptor in the black community. I know our time is running. Let's say there's a disruptor in the black community. There will always be a police officer shooting a black person. It's never not gonna happen. It might be deserved. It might not be deserved. But as long as that is happening, no matter how close we
They
get,
got fuel for the narrative.
they have fuel for their narrative. And so the second it affects somebody close enough, somebody just emboldened enough, then the disruptor has more, and it never goes to zero. It just never goes to zero. And it's because of how we've grown up. Say what the fuck you want to say. Do what you want to do. And that's where we are. It's a full circle. I just don't think it works perfectly ever. Not perfectly.
yeah, I agree. It won't get too perfect, but I think
We can find
after
a
a
balance.
while, people get fed up, or it's just
always comes
like,
down to a balance, man.
We find a balance, 100%. Or we should just segregate.
I don't know.
because it kind of feels like that way. It feels like the news
Hey,
almost
man,
wants.
80s and 90s.
What I was saying was that, like, the news, the way like it words a lot of the narratives, it's like white cop interacts with black human being, and then it's just like, regardless of what it is, if like it, if it was like the controversial, I forgot her, was her, Mahia, The woman
girl,
that
the knife.
the teen that was
I forgot her
shot
name. I
because
know
she was
exactly
trying to
what
stab
you're talking
somebody
about, I
else.
don't remember the name either. Yeah.
Yeah, like that one's controversial because you can kind of lean it in the cops like favor for him protecting
Like
the
if
other
he
person's
didn't
life.
shoot, the girl would have got stabbed, potentially died. Like
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And so
but
it's
she
almost like
probably
when you
was
see the news,
stabbed.
they almost want it to be like only black cops can show up for black problems, and only white people can show up for white problems.
And this is why I know that black people, and this is my opinion, aren't steering the narrative. Black people don't like black cops. We hate them more than we hate them white
what do they call
cops.
them, Uncle Toms or whatever,
We that's since like this. We don't like black cops. We feel like they're tryhards.
or traitors or something like that.
So it's just like, but as long as there's a
Yeah.
disruptor,
Yeah, as long as that goes back to what you said.
as long as there's a disruptor,
All right, final points. We gotta close it out.
fuck the media. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
right
kind of
there.
getting to that point. And I
Defund the
think-
media. Yep.
I think that might actually be a backlash that drives an intense amount of nationalism at some point.
Yep. I agree.
Yo, so thanks for watching a clip of FDT. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe, like the clip, leave a comment, and check out our page for more content. Tune into full episodes of FDT released every Friday on Podbean, iTunes, and Spotify. Peace.